follow where I'm going? Right? So the Bible said that if they don't keep the commandments, that they will fall into some curses. Right? Now we're actually seeing that Daniel confirms that they went into the curses. Why is the curses so important? Right? That's what's in your mind right now. Why is he showing me this? Right? I'm gonna show you. Go to 46.
Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign. For a sign. For a sign.
So these curses are upon the Israelites for a sign. What is a sign used for? To show something. Right? To show, lead directions, indicate, right? Which are all the same synonymous words. Right? So if the curses on the Israelites to show something, it's showing who the Israelites are today. You understand? The people that fit these curses are the people that are the biblical Israelites. And I'm going to show you why it's important to know who the biblical Israelites are as well. So you understand what the Bible is saying though, right? So whoever fits these curses, they are the biblical Israelites, right? Read.
For a sign and for a wonder, right? And upon thy seed forever.
Meaning, hey, as long as the Israelites are on the face of the earth for generating children, these curses are on them. Right, so let's read some of these curses. Go to verse 16. Read 3 curses. You tell me who fits these curses. Read.
Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Curse shall thou be in the city, right? And curse shall thou be in the field.
Now, in any city you go to in the world, who lives in a bad estate in those cities? Blacks, right? That's a cursed estate, right? Who fills up the jail cells everywhere? That's a cursed estate, right? Who goes through this? That's a cursed estate, right? Now it said, and in the field. Who was cursed in the field? You see that? You see how we're fitting this prophecy that was laid out before our face? Right? That's talking about the Israelites though. It's not talking about black people. Although black people are the people that fit the curse. Because there you go, sister. You see where you see where it's going. Right? Watch. It's gonna get better. It's only gonna get better. Right? Go to verse 54, right?
Deuteronomy.
Go to 48.
Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Read out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Shalt thou what?
Serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger. And in thirst.
And in what?
And in thirst.
In hunger and in thirst. Meaning, if you want something to eat, you got to go to another nation of people. Who has to do that? Do we own Walmart? Do we own McDonald's? Kroger's, HEB. Anytime we're hungry, who do we got to go to? Exactly. Even if you go to a Jamaican restaurant, they getting their food from somebody else. There you go. It don't matter what kind of restaurant, Haitian restaurant, don't matter. They're getting their food from somebody else. So regardless, if you're hungry, you got to go to another nation of people. If you're thirsty, what kind of water is that? Alkaline water. Where'd you get it from? Did our people produce that water? No. Right? Even if we did, I guarantee they paying a hefty water bill. You understand what I'm saying? So you still getting water from another nation of people. And water is free. It falls from the sky. We had springs, well springs, where we can just go in there and get the cleanest water there ever is. Now you got to pay for it. But guess what? When the so-called white man goes to the store, is he going to his own people? Yeah, he is. When he goes to Walmart, he's going through his own people. His own people own Walmart. When the Chinese man goes to the Hong Kong food mart, he's going to his own people. Food that is imported from the ship channel.
We're the only ones that don't patronize each other.
Right, but it's for a reason. The Bible's telling you why. It's because the curse fell upon us for not keeping the Lord's commandments. Right. We don't have the ability to. Even when we begin to, the Lord is not going to allow it to happen. He's going to tear it down. Because he wants us to return to him. He's our God. We're not our own God. You understand what I'm saying? He wants us to know where our power comes from. Right? So if our minds get high-minded to believe that we do things, he's going to remind us who the power is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is the part where I disagree with the Bible and Christianity, because I feel like the Bible teaches that like all the power is within an outside source, and the only thing God can do is give you the power to be a better person, but it all starts with you. Not to negate any of that truth, but...
Right, so let me ask you a question. Right? Is there crazy people on the earth? Like, I mean lunatic. How much control do they have over that?
As much as they want to.
Think so? How would they be crazy if they can control it?
Some people would rather sit in their own sorrow.
You're getting my point. I'm asking you a question that I want you to think about. Right? If it's your own fruition, you have the power to do it without any other outside source. Why are there crazy people? Lunatic, raving. You see, there is a power that we have no power over. Right? So that power is the Most High God. And that power has the ability to do good or bad to people. Right? The spirit he puts on you is ultimately the only thing that you can do. You're bound to that spirit. Right? That's why people say, that's just the way I am.
Then why do white people do that?
I can show you that. It's in the Bible, and I will show you, right? First, let me finish showing you who you are, right? And I heard what you said about Christianity. Well, we're not Christians up here. We're Christians, but not by the colloquial term. Like, Christian means follower of Christ. But we're not a Christian that sits in a church and we're waiting on some white Jesus. Like, we don't believe in that, right? So we don't believe in the way they teach either. Right? That's why what you're seeing us do, you didn't see the Christian church do that. Right? So, let's go back to where we was at, right? So, we have to go to all these enemies because these curses, think about what you just said, right? To build on this, right? If it was that simple, you know how many people would prefer to do their own thing and not have to go to the so-called white man for anything? It never happens, does it? The moment we tried with Black Wall Street, it got blown up. The Lord gave the power to the white man to do that because we have to go to him. The Lord wants us to go to him. He don't want that mind frame of what you just said. He wants us to have a mind frame of come to me. You're going to see that his power is greater than yours anyway. So why not tap into the greater power? You see what I'm saying? It just makes sense to tap into the greater power, right? Rather than, he gives you, you got an ounce of power, but the Lord can give you far more than an ounce. He just wants you to give him the credit. That's not a big deal. Because if you work a job, you may do all the work and your boss will just take the damn credit. You can't do nothing about it. This one, the Lord just wants his credit. He's going to give you all the power. Right? The problem was that we ran away from giving him the credit and started giving it to these other gods. Our forefathers and our foremothers did. So now the Lord, he punished us so that we never do that again. You understand? Read on.
In hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness.
And in what?
And in nakedness.
So even when you want to get some clothes, these shirts all have our congregation name on there, but I promise you we had to buy these from another nation of people. We couldn't supply it ourselves. So even when you got to put on clothes, I don't care what it is. It can be Rihanna's clothing line. It could be Beyonce's clothing line. It don't matter whose it is. They're getting them produced in the textiles made from another nation of people. So even when you want clothing, you have to go to another nation. That's a curse on the Israelites. Read on.
And in one of all things. And he shall put a yoke.
Said in one of all things. You got a driver's license? Who you get it from? Who owns that? Texas, the state of Texas. But the state of Texas is ran by some white man. Some creepy white man that's sitting somewhere, right? What about a birth certificate? I gotta get the white man. What about a mortgage? We still have to go through a bank that a white man owns. So let's say I got an email the other day, right? And it said, boop, your school loan is delinquent. Damn. Where I get that school loan from? A white man. If I die, where do my people got to get a death certificate from? That's all things, ain't it? And we have no control. We can try all we want to. It's not going to work. You have to go to them. Right? I know people that call themselves Moors, and they say, well, we got liberation. We can do this, that, and the third. See, we just got to go to court, and I got to turn in these papers. Hold on, wait. You got to go where? To the court and turn in these papers. So you got to get the authority and the power for the so-called liberation that you say you have from the white man. That's not liberation at all. And the Bible is telling us that we got to go to these people for all things for this curse. Right? Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
He shall put a what?
A yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
What nation of people had a yoke of iron on their neck? Right here. Right. It says until he hath destroyed us. Now he destroyed us. Then once he took took our mind from us, he can take the chain off our neck. Because you're broken already. That's the destroyed it's talking about. It's not talking about a physical destroyed. Because we're still here. We're mentally destroyed. Now we kill each other. We hate each other. We harm each other.
We do the genocide for them.
There you go. And it all started with what they did with us in slavery with that yoke on around our neck. right? And the Bible said that this is going to happen to the Israelites, which we're seeing happen to us, right? Let's get one more curse, right? And Hosea 12 and 10. Give me that first, right? Let's get one more curse. But I want to read this first before I read this curse so you can understand, right? Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 12 and verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophet.
What?
By the prophet.
So Moses, if he's foretelling something that's going to come to pass, that is a prophecy, meaning Moses will be a prophet, right? Read on.
And I have multiplied visions and used similitudes. And used similitudes.
And use similitudes. The Bible has what you call similitudes. You know what a similitude is? A similitude is when you liken something into something, but it's not like a metaphor, right? That's why people don't understand the Bible. They take it too literal. Certain things are not literal. They talk about a snake in the garden. That's not talking about a physical snake. That's a man, right? But we would talk and say, man, that's a snake over there. We're still talking about a man. We're talking about the characteristics that individual carries. There you go. That's what the person in the garden was. But when you tell me a physical snake was talking and walking on two legs, I ain't gonna believe that. That's crazy. But that's not what the Bible's teaching. That's you have to have the understanding. The Lord got to give it to you. Right now. So it says use similitudes. I had to read that first so you can understand when we read this, certain things are a similitude. You understand? The similitude, allegories, parables, and dark sayings are all in the Bible. Right? It's not given for everybody to open a book and be able to understand it. The Spirit has to be given to you for you to be able to decipher what's in there. Right? Then, if you've given that ability, it is your duty to teach others. That's why we're here. Right? Now, back to Deuteronomy 28 and read 68. Right?
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Bring thee into where?
Into Egypt again.
Now, it says the Lord is going to bring these Israelites into Egypt again. Right? Now, let me show you what Egypt means, because Egypt doesn't always mean the physical landmass. When the Israelites went to Egypt the first time, they were slaves. Right? Give me Exodus verse 1 and 9. Right? Let me get Exodus 1 and 9 first. Right? They were slaves. Now, how long you been living in Houston?
We're doing whole life.
Your whole life? So you familiar with the Houston area?
Yeah.
So what's the worst hood you know of in Houston?
Greens Point, Haverstock.
Houston.
You know Houston. You say Haverstock. You say Haverstock, you know Houston. Right? So let's just say that y'all were in Haverstock one day and you get robbed in Haverstock. Not a foregone conclusion, right? And then you with your friends and they say, oh, you keep playing with me, I'm gonna take you back to Haverstock. Your mind is gonna be like, you trying to set me up to get robbed. So the Israelites, they were slaves in Egypt. So when the Lord mentions Egypt, where do you think their mind goes? Say it again. Well, not to Haverstock, but if they were slaves in Egypt, their mind would be going to slavery, right? Because that's what happened to them in Egypt, right? So read this.
Exodus 1 and 9?
Yeah.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 9. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more than mightier than we. Verse 11. Therefore they did set upon them taskmasters.
What?
Taskmasters.
Didn't we have taskmasters over us here in America when we was in slavery? Right. Go ahead.
To afflict them.
To what?
To afflict them
Go ahead.
with their burdens.
Uh-huh.
They built, they built for Pharaoh treasure cities.
What they built for Pharaoh?
Treasure cities.
Uh-huh.
Pithom and Ramesses.
So they were slaves and they were forced to build cities. What do we do here in America? Build cities in slavery, right? Right. So now, mind you, we said I'm gonna bring you to Egypt again. So in the first Egypt, they were slaves and they built cities while they were enslaved, right? Now, remember similitude, right? Read this.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of where?
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is synonymous with what? Bondage or slavery, right? You believe that, right? You understand that? Right. So that's the similitude. So when the Lord refers to Egypt, he's referring to a place of bondage, a place where the Israelites were being held slave and captive. So let me ask you a question. On the back of your dollar bill, what do you see? What else? What is that all-seeing eye inside of? A pyramid. Is there any pyramids in America? Why is there a pyramid on the American dollar bill? Because it represents Egypt.
Why would they do that?
Because they are literally mocking us to our face.
That's right.
We don't know who we are, and they're saying we know who you are.
They know more about us than we know about ourselves.
Exactly. Which is why they perpetuate all the things they do. Why do you think do you see white singers carrying themselves like our singers, like Sexy Red and
Absolutely
Cardi B?
not. But when they're being paid to like make us look a certain way or tarnish our image,
Mhm.
you know, it makes sense. It goes
Exactly.
with the agenda.
And that's the agenda, because they know who we are. And their task is to make us never remember who we are. Because once we remember who we are, we can go back to doing what we need to do to return to rulership. Right? So Egypt is synonymous with bondage or slavery, right? Because that's where their mind goes. That's why the Lord refers to it. So I'm gonna finish reading this curse. Right? Read on.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again, into Egypt again,
Into Egypt, but we know that means what?
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Sister, who was brought into slavery on ships? Us. This is the Bible. The Bible is telling you what's going to happen before it happens, and it happened, right? This is talking about what's going to happen to the Israelites. See, now we're not in a history book. This is the Bible, but they hide this from us. But it's not even really here, right? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
It's going to happen exactly the way I'm saying it's going to happen. That's what that means. Go ahead.
thou shalt see it no more again.
We did not see the physical landmass in Egypt or our homeland again as a nation, right? Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
What happened to us, sister, when we got off those slave ships? We got sold. That's verbatim, right? Go ahead.
For bondmen, for bondmen,
Slave man
and bondwoman.
and slave woman. Who did that happen to? Us. But who is the Lord talking to? Us. But what is our name? Our real ethnicity. That's right. sister. We are the Israelites, right? We're not black. We're not Ghanaian. No disrespect, but I'm so-called Jamaican, right? You couldn't tell, could you? No, right? Huh? Exactly. But I don't look like no damn African, no damn Egyptian or no Somalian. You see how that difference is so distinctive? But amongst the Jamaicans, the people on this chart, you can never tell when you're looking at one, because we're the same people. We are who? That's right, sister. Now, since we are the Israelites, is that the only thing we out here to show our people? What else do you think is important for our people to know now that they know they're Israelites? Well, that's true. That's a beautiful thing. The first question I asked you about, if you had, what did I ask you? I said, what is your, and then I said after that. And after that, what did I say? Heritage.
Heritage.
There you go, heritage. So we're here to give you your heritage back, right? Give me Sirach 17 and 11. Let me show you. Just a couple more minutes. We ain't gonna hold you up too long. Just a couple more minutes. 17 and 11.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17, and verse 11.
Bring it out.
Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. For an heritage.
And the law of life for a heritage. So the law that the Lord has given the Israelites is our heritage. Right. That's our heritage. In the law, you have feast days that you're supposed to be keeping, right? So give me the book of Leviticus 23 and 1, right? We have feast days we should be keeping. That's a law. That's part of our heritage. People will say Christmas is a heritage. That ain't our heritage. We have our own holy feast days.
That's right.
Right? That's part of our heritage. I'm gonna show you some things that you didn't even know was your heritage. Read this.
Leviticus 23 and 1.
Right?
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Up to the who?
Unto the children of Israel.
Like this beautiful family here, the Israelites. Go ahead.
And say unto them concerning the feasts of the Lord.
The what?
The feasts of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Right?
Even these are my feasts.
Read on.
6 days shall work be done.
Say what?
6 days shall work be done.
Uh-huh.
But the 7th day.
But the what?
But the 7th day.
What day of the week is the 7th day? Well, what day? Huh?
Saturday.
There you go. Saturday is the 7th day. Right? Saturday is the 7th day. Look on your calendar. That's the 7th day. But the Lord is going to tell you something about the 7th day that's part of your heritage. Read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Is the what?
Is the Sabbath of rest.
The seventh day is the Lord's holy Sabbath. Right? Read on.
And holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein.
So on the Lord's seventh day, the Sabbath day, we're not supposed to do any work. Right? Now, when does a day begin? Is it 12:01 midnight?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, did they have clocks back then?
No.
How did they know it was a new day?
Daylight.
Daylight. Was the sun what?
Sunlight.
Was it coming up or going down?
Coming up.
Well, let's find out, right? Give me the book of Genesis 1 and 5.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Right.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening,
And the wind,
and the evening, and the morning were the first day.
And the evening and the morning. So which one came first?
The morning.
The evening and the morning. So the evening came first, right? So when does the day begin? In the evening. So Friday, when the sun goes down, right? That's the beginning of Sabbath. So Friday at evening to Saturday at evening is the Lord's Sabbath day.
Right.
You understand? That is part of your heritage. You got to take that back. Are you going to take that back? All praise to the Most High.
Right.
You got to take your heritage back. We can't sit here and say, hey, we want to. Remember, you said it. You said what? We have some power ourselves. This is where your power has to activate. This is where you take back your heritage. You understand what I'm saying? Choosing not to take your heritage back will be opting out of your power. You understand what I'm saying? That's what our people do. We choose to opt out of our own power. We don't even understand. We buying into the foolery. Right? So we're going to give you two or three more commandments, and we'll let y'all go on your way. Right? So we got the Sabbath day. Now, remember, I'm not going to go through all these, but I read this particular version of the Sabbath day because it says the feast of the Lord. There's a litany of feasts that is our heritage to keep. Tonight is a feast. What's tonight, brothers?
New moon.
It's a feast. And we're going to have a great time, man.
That's right.
Right? We're going to have a great time. We don't do Christmas, we don't do Thanksgiving. We took our heritage back. We do our feast day.
That's right.
And there's a lot of them. And we have a great time in righteousness and beautifully. Right? We drink. You know, we have a good time. No smoking. But we have a good time. Right? So it's not like we are Bible thumpers. We do thump the Bible. We Bible thumpers. We thump through it. Right? But we're not robots. You understand what I'm saying? So, that was one commandment. Now give me Leviticus 11 and 7. It's going to be the hard one, but we got to give it to him, man. Right? Read it.
Leviticus 11 and 7.
out.
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
Do y'all know what swine is? Swine?
When I hear swine, I think of swine flu. I don't know.
but where does that come from? The pigs.
Pig.
The pig. Yeah. She said it. Pig. So, and the pig. Let's find out what the Lord is about to tell us about the pig. Read.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch.
So the Lord says that we're not supposed to eat the pig. Right? No pig. No pig. You good with that? All praise to the Most High. Right? All praise to the Most High. But this is the one where there's two more where Eve get mad. We're gonna find out if she goes, hey, she storm off. Hey, she been real delicate the whole time. We're gonna find out how delicate she gonna be. We're gonna find out if she really want her heritage on verse 9 real quick, right? Read verse 9.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing that are in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
So if it don't have fins and scales and it lives in the waters, you can't eat it. It's an abomination. What do our people eat that comes out of water that don't have fins and scales? A lot of seafood. Yep. Can't eat crawfish. Can't eat shrimp. I saw it. I knew it was coming. Right? But let me ask you a question. What is a shrimp? When you open up that shrimp shell, when you open up the shrimp shell, right? What does it remind you of when it's on its belly?
Equivalent to a roach.
It is actually a roach.
Oh, really? So it's a sea roach.
It is a sea roach.
I didn't know that. It's gross.
It is gross.
Tastes so good.
You're trained to think it tastes good.
You're right.
Because what they do is they charge you extra for it, and your mind starts to believe it's good. But it ain't messing with no salmon.
No, it's not. That's true. I love salmon.
There you go. Opt for the salmon. Ain't no nutritional value in shrimp either. Only thing it has is cholesterol.
There's no protein.
No, iodine and cholesterol. It's just killing you. Why do you think our people die from high cholesterol, diabetes,
Well, our
hypertension?
diets are primarily based off of everything that we shouldn't eat.
There you go. And everything we shouldn't eat is in the Bible, like shrimp, right? So, will you give up the shrimp for the Lord? All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Beautiful, sister, right? We about to tap in. We gonna find out. It's the last one. We gonna really find out, right? No, I don't want 22:5. I want 1 Timothy 2:9. Right? We're about to really find out. She'll see 22:5 on the flyer. We'll see if she throw the flyer away. She kind of get the flyer and look at the papers. Oh, hell no, and kind of throw it away. We're gonna find out, right? Here you go, right here. Read on.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. In modest apparel. In modest apparel.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
What's just your legs all out, sister?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But I do agree with it.
I'm glad you agree with it, right? We gotta. So there's a reason behind it, right? There's a reason behind why do you think the Lord is saying that about our sisters, right?
You know, leave it to the imagination kind of thing.
What kind of man do you want?
Modest man?
Right, that's right. A modest man that wants you for what?
Oh, well, not for my body, but for who I am as a person. As
Right,
a woman.
and for what you've been displaying so far, I don't know if you're faking or not. You're a very beautiful sister. I'm not even talking about your physical.
No, I'm a beautiful soul.
Right. From what you're displaying, I wholeheartedly agree. Right. And you want a husband that's going to see you for that. Right. Now, if I was a different type of man, I would have stopped looking at your soul a long time ago. I would have just been like,
I hear
you see?
Men are going to be men.
Right. Not true. Righteous men are not going to be men. They're going to be men of the Lord.
That's right.
Right. And you want a man of the Lord that's going to teach you how to be what the Lord desires from you for you to get the kingdom. Because ultimately, everything that we're showing you is for a purpose. Right? It's to no longer be enslaved to our oppressors, but to rule over them. Right? And a righteous man of the Lord is going to guide you in that direction. Right? And love you as a daughter of Zion. Our women, in our eyes, are princesses on the earth. That's how you want to be treated. Right? So a righteous man is what you should want, because a righteous man is going to treat you as a princess on the earth. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why the Lord is saying that is because he doesn't want, because men are, in some regard, men are men, right? So why let a man be a man when you can cover yourself up, right? They say, are you going to walk by and kind of just find a diamond, just kind of laying on the ground? So how do you find diamonds?
You got to dig for it.
You got to do what?
You got to dig for it.
Sister, you got to cover up. You see that? You're more precious than diamonds.
That's right.
So you got to be covered up. If a man want to get to that diamond that more precious than diamond you got, he should be digging for that. Not just kind of walking by and kind of. You see what I'm saying?
Shorts, no shrimp, no
Right?
crawfish.
It's but yes to the kingdom of the Lord. Let me show you what the kingdom looks like real quick, right? Give me Isaiah 14:1. And then before we get Isaiah 14:1, I want to show her why it was important to show her she's an Israelite, not only for the heritage. I want to show her what's the importance of it, right? Who is the Lord for, right? Give me Luke 1:68, Isaiah 14. Give me Luke 1 first. Right, so I'll show you why, because Christianity don't teach this. They don't teach who you are, and they damn sure don't teach that the Lord is only for you. This God that we're teaching you, the one and only true God, he's only for our people. He's not the God for so-called white man. It may seem, because he gave them the power to do what they're doing right now, that he might be for them, but it's only because he's using them to discipline us. That's right. A belt, right, is a good thing. Not only because there's a whole close-up, but it disciplines the child, right? It keeps on the right path. The so-called white man and these other nations were set up to put us on the right path, to correct us. Because without them, we was just doing what the hell we wanted. Because we had so much power, authority, so much wisdom, without regarding where it came from. You understand? So the Lord had to correct us, get us in the right mind state to know who we are and understand that, hey, we got to follow the Most High God to stay in this power. You understand? Right? The same way if you got kids, right? Well, if you did have kids, right? Oh, you make that face. Lord, man. I'll be embarrassed to tell her how many kids I got. Okay, all praise to the Most High. You right, sister. No. All praise to the Most High. You 20 years old. Marriage first, definitely. I agree. Right? And if a man ain't dating you, ain't courting you to marry you, he don't get none. Right? He don't get none. Legs.
I'm too valuable for that.
Legs closed. Right? Read this.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people. His people. His people. His people.
Lord God of Israel. His people. Redeemed his people. He's going to redeem us, the Israelites. Right? Read on.
And has raised up an horn of salvation for us
Strength of salvation, which is his son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
in the house of his servant David,
Right?
as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets,
Right.
which have been since the world began.
What we're reading right now, this was prophesied to happen since the very beginning of the world. Us falling short, the Lord already said it was going to happen. Right? And him redeeming us, he already said it's going to happen. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 71, that we should be saved from our enemies. From our enemies.
The Lord said that we was going to go into captivity and have to serve who? Our enemies. Now it's telling you that the Lord is going to save us from our enemies. Right? That's what salvation is. I'm sure that you heard that term, salvation. Right. It's not what people try to portray it. It's literally the Lord saving us from the hands of our enemies, out of the hands of our oppressors. Right? This is what you want, right? No more Haverstock, no more Green Stop, and Greenpoint. All of us. I'm glad. All praise to the Most High. Right? Go ahead. Sister got the spirit.
And from the hand of all that hate us,
Right. Read.
to perform the mercy promised to our fathers,
Uh-huh.
and to remember his holy covenant.
That's it. Right? That's what salvation is. Right? This is why you being an Israelite is cute, because you can't receive it if you're not one. Like you said, our people. We the ones that have a stop. We the ones in Northborough. We the ones on Imperial Valley, Wayne Forest. Right? We the ones at Acres Home, Garden City, Lincoln City. Right? Yale Village. Right? Hey, let's go on and on. Right? Bissonnette. Right? Right? Ridgemont. Right? The list go on and on. I can sit there and say, it ain't nobody but us here. All these millions of people in Houston, and nobody but us in these bad places. Huh? Right? South Park, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, Homestead. Right? Hey. Well, see, they don't the 4th Ward, they got gentrified. It's Midtown now. Yeah, and we're not there no more. A very few amount of us are there. Right? So let's read this. Let's read what the kingdom looks like. Read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers
Strangers represent the other nations. So the Lord is going to choose us, save us, and set us in our own land, which is the land of Israel. Right? The most beautiful land on the earth. Right? I'm sure you've seen pictures of Dubai, and that ain't got nothing on our land. Nothing. We got way more beautiful land. That's why they fighting over it now. Because that's the chosen land. See, they won't tell you that. They won't tell you why Ukraine and the Palestinians and the Russians are all going at it. They all want that land. But that's ours. And the Lord is saying, I'm going to give it back to you. Right? Go ahead.
and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. For servants and handmaids.
So all these nations, they're going to be your servants and handmaids in the kingdom. Now, Lil Marlene, you like getting your nails done? Lil Marlene got to do it for free. Hung Hao got to do your toes for free. Right? Hey, they better not pull the cuticle the wrong way. Or they in trouble. Right? The Lord is saying this. It's in the Bible. They're going to be your servant and handmaids. Read on.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
They shall take them captives whose captives they were. Read on.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall what?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
See that? That's the kingdom of heaven. That's our rulership. That is the kingdom of heaven. So what we're showing you is vital for you to come back to doing so that you can receive the kingdom of heaven. And sister, you at a young, beautiful age. It's the perfect time for you to come into this. You haven't been fully corrupted, man. I was 30 years old when I came into this truth. I'm old. Right? I'm old. Right? So I was very corrupted by the time I came into this truth. I had a lot of draws to get off. Right? Dross, not draws, that'd be nasty, right? D-R-O-S-S, right? So, sis, real quick before I let you go, right? What's your ethnicity?
Do it. My ethnicity.
Nationality.
Nationality.
What did you just learn?
That I'm an Israelite.
That's right.
Right.
And what is your heritage? What are things of your heritage?
Things of my heritage.
Right.
These are like things that I value.
No, what we just read for you that you didn't know that you have to be doing or cannot do.
Oh, dress modestly.
Right.
Don't eat sea roaches.
Right? Today, a certain day.
Friday evening, Saturday.
Saturday evening.
Friday evening to Saturday.
Right. That's the Sabbath day. Right?
Do I rest?
You rest. Right? Lay up, kick up, rest. Hey, get you a Bible. Now you see that the Bible is real. You see the prophecies in it.
I do.
Right? And now, hey, we're going to give you information. Right? You'll have our email on there. And you can email it. You got any questions? And we'll answer any questions. Because you're going to see things that you're not going to understand. Right? And that's where, real quick, one last scripture. Give me Acts 8:31. Right? Real quick. Last one. Let me show you this. Read this.
Acts chapter 8 and verse 31. And it reads, and he said, how can I accept, verse 30, and Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said,
This man is reading the prophet Isaiah in the Bible. Right, go ahead.
understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? Except some man should guide me.
So he's saying, hey, I can't understand it unless somebody guides me, gives me the understanding. Right? So certain things, hey, it's not going to come easily. You're going to have to be taught it. Right? Broken down for you, given the understanding. Right? But that's why we have a congregation. We got sisters in our congregation. They don't come out to camp unless it's a family camp. Right? But which is like once a month. Right? But we have sisters that help God. Right? So if you sincerely, reach out, and we'll have everything ready for you to continue to grow and learn. Right? Really appreciate your time, sister. Beautiful spirit. The brother Aharon right here, he's going to give you the information you need. All right. Y'all have a good one. No problem. Right? All praise to the Most High. Give me Luke 17.
Luke chapter 17 and verse 10. So likewise ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We are unprofitable servants. We are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
Right, we are unprofitable servants. All we've done is that which is our duty to do, man. That's all we come out here to do, is what the Lord has commanded us to do, which is come out here and feed his sheep and do his work, man. Right? So with that, I'm going to bring up the next mighty and powerful speaker, J. Mike. Right? Come here, Solid. Come here, Solid.